And welcome everybody to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 303, entitled Love and War. Tell me where you've heard that one before, because if you know, you know. I am your host, King Ricky Rose, alongside the K Murphy, because Willie T is non-existent this week, so there's just me and the Love Bug, the HBIC, the resident Rainbow. I think I've gotten all of your nicknames throughout this life of this show, K Murphy. How are you doing?
Hi. I did celebrate 1 year with my lizard. Frank Tortellini turned a year old last Monday. I have so much to update y'all on.
Yeah.
Um, right now my jaw really fucking hurts, so we are dealing with some bodily issues. Would you like my wrestling news
I would
first
love your
or my Animal Crossing news
it's
first?
it's it's all UK, whatever you want to do. Your wrestling news, your Animal Crossing news, whatever you want to do. Pick your poison.
All right. Well, first of all, I would like everyone to know, anyone who's been worried, Freckles has arrived on Honey Cove. She is safe and sound on my
Freckles has
island,
been resurrected.
and she will. Freckles was never
Mm-hmm.
killed. Freckles had a quick few weeks sojourn until I was able to bring her home. She has her true house now, and honestly, it's fucking ugly.
So hold on. Did Freckles actually design their own place, or did you design Freckles' place?
Well, I eventually, because Animal Crossing has a paid DLC where you can eventually design like your residents' houses, and you can like design vacation homes and stuff. It's really fun.
Okay.
But so with Animal Crossing and their land development
Mm-hmm.
is you are allowed to have a maximum of 10 villagers on your island.
Gotcha.
So when you leave in the beginning of the game, you leave from the airport and you fly to the remote island, which becomes your island after you pick your map. You fly with two villagers that move on your island.
Okay.
And Animal Crossing is like over 400 villagers, but there are 8 different personality types.
Okay.
So they have, so they start you with like a sisterly type. They call her like Uchi or Big Sister in Japan, and a jock. And
Gotcha.
the jocks are boys, the sisterlies are girls. The other male personality types are lazy,
Mm-hmm.
smug, and cranky. And for the girls, your options are sisterly, normal, peppy, or snooty. So Freckles is a peppy villager.
Okay. What's up, Top Chitterquan,
And
and everything? Sorry about that. Continue.
hi, Taquan. So when the first 5 villages that come to your island are given generic designed houses based on their personality
Mm-hmm.
type. So Freckles on my original island, he was not on the plane with me when I moved to my island, but
Yeah.
you can go to different mystery islands to recruit villagers. So if you
Gotcha.
have an available plot of land you can purchase and you go to a mystery island, there will be a random character there on the
Okay.
island, and you can invite them to live with you, move to your island. So the very first mystery island I went to had Freckles. So she
Gotcha.
was with me from like, the second day of the game.
Okay.
Freckles is my OG friend.
Yes, that you almost
OG.
killed. That you almost killed.
I didn't almost kill her. So as a
Mm-hmm.
result of me having her as a day one friend, she had the basic generic house
Okay.
that all the other peppy villagers, if they don't have their, because every villager has a house design specific to them, but they only have that if they are not the first 3 Mystery Island villagers or the villagers that start the game with you.
Oh, Taquan is on YouTube now too. We gotta follow you, Taquan, on YouTube. That's awesome.
Oh
Thank
my
you,
God,
Taquan.
hooray!
Thank you, Top
So,
Taquan. Like, share, subscribe, us, Taquan. Damn it. But it's pretty
so
awesome. So, what is your other news, Kay? By the way, before we get into all of our wrestling shenanigans, so what is your other big news that you have for us?
my daddy list is expanded.
Your wait, hold on. Your daddy list expanded. Who?
I
Like,
have a new
here's the
daddy.
question: who's on the daddy list to begin with?
My current existing daddy list, Roman is still present, and I have to buy the shirt.
Okay.
Um, because that shirt was, I'm sorry, WWE stole my gimmick. They stole my gimmick, and they did.
Are you gonna
I've been saying
sue
that Roman Reigns is daddy for years.
him?
No. But if I ever meet Roman Reigns, I'll tell them that I said he was daddy first.
Okay,
And I don't
I'm
know how
sure
to do
I'm
that.
sure he'll
But
appreciate that. He probably gets a kick
I
out of it.
will, probably. But my current list is Roman is a daddy.
Uh huh.
Um, Trent Seven is a daddy.
Okay.
Um, Austin Theory daddy as much as I like try to like fight it, he's a daddy.
Okay.
Um, Rhea, Rhea Ripley's a daddy. Sonya Deville is
Mm-hmm.
a daddy. Um, and the newest addition to my daddy list is Brody King.
Really?
Oh my God.
Brody King
Um,
is your new daddy. We're gonna have to ask that of our guest next week. Like, does she have a daddy list?
I definitely have more daddies, but like those are my current most active daddies.
The most active daddies, the Mads.
The Mads.
The Mads. K's Mads
I
list.
sh wait. Do you remember how we did our like Mount Rushmore bracket?
You want to do a Mountain Rushmore of daddies, K?
No, I want to March Madness my daddies.
March Madness daddies. That,
Can we do a daddy March Madness?
yeah, March is a ways away, so yes, I can think of a daddy March Madness. Wow,
Just
wow, Mr. Fretz,
yeah.
Mount Dadmore. Got it. Or March,
No,
or March Dadness. I like March
December
Dadness.
December 2 dad's member.
Too much.
Well, we could
T-
do daddy December.
Daddy December works better.
We can do something for daddies in
You can do
December.
Daddy December and then do like Mount Dadmore or March Dadness. I like March Dadness.
March dadness.
Yes. It'll be our own way for you to go mad for like, oh, a whole month of March. March Dadness. I like it. March Dadness, Mount Dadmore.
I can't wait.
Daddy December, my
How
God.
many do I need total?
For
How do I start
if
March
you're gonna
Madness?
do a traditional March Madness bracket, my traditional March Madness bracket would be 64.
Okay. I can come up with 64 wrestling daddies, I'm sure.
That is unreal.
I think but I'm gonna span all of time and space with wrestling.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't know who my retro daddies are, if we're being honest.
Gotcha.
Like when I was 16, like Randy Orton probably would have been very high on the daddy list.
Okay, so if you're gonna do this, as we're planning out this, we're literally doing a March Dadness as we're prepping this out right now. You would have to give like a year time frame when you're doing these daddies. Like you can say like '08 Jericho or like 1999 Randy Orton or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that.
Wait. So I could potentially pit like because obviously like when I was in high school like Punk
Hmm.
and Jeff were daddies. Now I just respect them too much to call them daddies anymore, but they're technically kind of daddies and like Malachi Black is also like a daddy, but I respect him too much.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So you'd have to
It's
give
a
me
thing.
years
I
with
don't want to
them.
objectify them anymore.
So you'd have to give me years
Like
with.
what specific eras?
Yeah. Or like just a
So
year, be
you're
like
telling me
2003 Jeff Hardy or some shit like that.
So you're telling me I could pit like fucking 2021 CM Punk against 2005 like long black hair CM Punk?
Theoretically, yes.
Oh my God. Okay. I I'm in.
Uh, goodness, I don't know what I've just begun, but
I
we can
think
detail this out a little bit more. I have a way that you can do it, in a very productive way.
I think this will give me my spark back.
I think it will. I think it will give you your spark back. So let's get into the episode right now this week. Then, speaking of getting sparks back, or maybe potentially losing a spark, Kate going into DILF territory. You are far behind Taquan with this. Far behind.
Oh my goodness, just there are a lot of episodes where I objectify men and women. I am
Yeah.
an equal opportunist
Yeah, this
objectifier.
daddy is going to be very gender fluid. Let me tell you, if you guys haven't figured that out yet, it is going to be very gender fluid. But speaking of what's in AEW, Tony Khan. Oh, this wild man, him. Tony Khan is getting.
Not a daddy.
No, definitely not a daddy. Tony Khan is looking a little shaky these days. There's reports coming out from within AEW, names notwithstanding, about his behavior backstage and how it's probably becoming an issue, probably because of all the cocaine that he's doing. So, in an article from comicbook.com, it states this. It led to reports of issues backstage. Tony Khan, the promotion's president, addressed those reports while on Superstar crossover with Josh Martinez this week, where a handful of former wrestlers who worked for promotion have discussed communication issues, while others have voiced their frustration about getting TV time on AEW Dynamite as well as Rampage. Let's be particular, he did not mention AEW Dark or Dark Elevation. But in Tony Khan's retort, he says, "We have a great crew. We're very happy with the shows we've been doing. We have a great team of people. I recently did some promotions and added to a team with a new group. Hopefully the communication is only going to get better because I can only be in so many places at one time and talk to so many people with such a big team. I think that'll help. In general, I think we have a really great environment and a great backstage. Overall, it's been a great summer for us and it's only going to get better. A lot of the biggest stars in AEW have been out, so it's been great for us to maintain this position." Last week on Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite, #1 show on all of cable, which is something that he has to say. Like, it seems like it just runs off his mouth.
I have a question. Is that Tony Khan's email signature?
I don't know, actually.
Like in Tony Khan, does he go to meetings? Hi, I'm Tony Khan. I use he, him pronouns. AEW #1 rated cable show on Wednesday and Friday nights.
He starts promoting that, and then he continued to say, but there's a lot of really good camaraderie and momentum. I can't get everybody on the show. It's challenging in some ways when you have 3 hours of television. I get that. If you're looking at a competitor that has 7 hours, that people in that company are twice as likely to be on TV. If you look at it that way, it's very competitive for spots, but it also means people have to do the most to maximize the time they do get, wherever it is, whether it's on TV or streaming, and I do think our TV show and the participation we've had from fans and why we all feel so good this year is it's great to be back on the road like this last year and after doing shows in lockdown and sometimes in every stadium. Overall, I think the vibe is positive and we're all really excited. It's a big time of the year for AEW with All Out coming up, one of the biggest events on the calendar, and we approach one of our biggest TV events of the year coming up to New York with AEW Grand Slam. And by the way, this week's Dynamite special is called Quake by the Lake, which, my lord, what a interesting... It's called Quake by the Lake.
Quake? I'm sorry, Quake by the Lake?
Yes, Quake by the Lake, Kay.
No, it's not. No,
yes,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
That sounds like a smutty fan fiction I wrote in high school. That's bad. I'll give you Quake by the Lake, Tony. Oh my god.
Quake.
Oh,
is a Quake at the Lake, Quake by the Lake? I don't know. There's a Quake and there's a lake involved. But
what lake are we quaking at? What lake are we quaking?
I don't know. But Cameron, answer this to me. You heard, you good one, Taquan. You heard what Tony Khan's little retort was to all of those rumors. Does it sound to you? Because it sounds sure hell sounds like it to me. Does it sound to you like he's on the defensive, and that there could be some truth to some of these rumors? Like it's like he
1000%,
he took like a very political stance to answering that question.
I fucking love AEW. Like, that's not a secret. Like, but I am not going to make the mistake that a lot of like Vince McMahon purists make, and they like will stand by that man no matter what decision he makes just because he's Vince McMahon. Like, I don't do that shit with Tony Khan, and I think Tony Khan needs to be held accountable. Yeah. Tony Khan, at the end of the day, while he's creating a product that I really enjoy, he's a rich man with his daddy's money playing GM mode.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he's doing what WWE did and is poaching all the indie talent, except now he's poaching all the WWE
Because you know what
releases.
that's called?
So,
Okay, and 20 or so years ago, that was called WCW. Yeah.
and while I'm always like going to be grateful to have an alternative that's different than WWE, because even though Trips taking over is
Mm-hmm.
incredible, and like we'll talk about that more later, Trips still isn't going to do a lot of the stuff AEW is doing because WWE still has an expectation to
Yes.
maintain. Like they are going to be they're the more family friendly product no matter
Yeah.
what.
WWE is it's still the global product and the standard bearer for the entire industry, whether AEW fans accept it or not. You know that it is what it is. The fact that AEW is as popular as it is because WWE was there, and to be honest with you, they poached a lot of WWE talent, which helped up their stock for a little bit.
And now 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 I'm getting annoyed about all of the talk that everyone's like, wow, everyone's going to go back to WWE now that Trips is in charge.
Well, no, that's not the case because a lot of people are still under contracts with AEW, and so you can't go.
Adam Adam Cole and Malachi Black are on 5-year deals. Like they're not going
Yeah, no.
back.
Adam Cole is on a 5 year vacation, playing wrestling with his friends and having his girlfriend around. Must be nice, Adam Cole. That's Adam Cole is playing wrestler right now.
Like why would Adam Cole leave? Why would Adam Cole
Yeah,
leave?
it's the same thing that happened with WCW. Why would these guys leave their contracts that are great contracts with guaranteed money? You
Hmm.
know, so it is what it is. Okay, your video froze real quick, but no, you're back now. So it seems to me
Okay.
that Tony has an issue here, and Tony needs to man up and hire some more professionals to help him run the company that he decided to do. You know that's all there is to it. Like Tony, you said in your own comment, Tony, you can't be everywhere at once. You're getting to the point where you're becoming too big to handle all of this. Way too big to handle all of this. Yeah,
See, before we move on from AEW, can I just ask our listeners that are live right now,
yeah.
if CM Punk comes back, can you notify me immediately, please and thank you?
I feel like
Because
that's a
I don't know,
standard.
I feel like this Quake by the Lake nonsense means there's some bullshit afoot and a return, and either Punk is coming back, Kenny Omega is coming back, or MJF is coming back today
Kenny's not coming back.
to cause the quake.
Oh, Kenny's not coming back anytime soon until that video game is fixed, and that video game needs some work. Taekwon with the lineup of night so far. Quake by the Lake is a Friday the 13th porn parody title. If that is actually true,
Yeah.
kudos to you, Taekwon. Kudos to you if that is an actual porn parody. Cream Menace. Taekwon is on fire tonight. Absolute fire tonight. So Tony Khan sounds very shaky in that response, and he should be shaky because he needs to start utilizing the people around him and actually man up and be the owner of AEW and start to run shit. Like learn how to run business, Tony. Stop being a promoter, but you can still be a promoter, but run your business. Be the businessman that you're supposed to be. But let's move on to another former businessman now retired. There is more news from Vince McMahon. K. Murphy,
Stop it.
are you ready for this?
No, but do.
I'm gonna. Here is it, the reports. Yeah, the reports came out yesterday actually, and here's a report coming directly from CNN. World Wrestling Entertainment on Tuesday disclosed additional unrecorded expenses now totaling $19.6 million related to former CEO Vince McMahon. The two additional payments totaling the $5 million remain in 2007 and 2009 and are unrelated to an investigation of his alleged misconduct by WWE's board, the company said in a regulatory filing. The investigation remains ongoing, and the company did say this. in regards to McMahon and the probe. The company has evaluated the unrecorded expenses and has determined that such amounts should have been recorded as expenses in each of the periods in which they became probable and estimable. WWE said in the filing, it said all payments classified as unrecorded expenses were or will be paid by McMahon personally. So that is a bit of an issue, Kay, because
Well,
you know what that means. Bless you.
What does that mean?
It means
Thank you.
It means some of the money that Mr. McMahon used to pay off these women in non-disclosure agreements was with WWE expenses.
Money?
Yeah, if they are saying that these things should have been filed as expenses, which means they should have been filed as part of their expenses towards whatever quarter those things were in, which means Vince McMahon was using company money to pay off these women and not his own personal funds. So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Vincent,
that is a
together.
damning piece of evidence on Mr. McMahon. I mean, like it's well, go ahead, Kay. Yeah.
The Vince McMahon peers that I spoke about earlier are going to find a way to defend this, and I really want to hear what it is.
Honestly, it's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. We have said on this show, non-disclosure agreements, having affairs, this is the Vince McMahon 101 thing, and non-disclosure agreements are very widespread thing that happens in the corporate world for many other reasons besides affairs with people within the company. The fact of the matter is, the only way this would become a huge issue is if McMahon used company money and not his personal funds to pay these people off, for lack of a better term. And according to WWE's own report in their filing, it appears that McMahon was using company money when he shouldn't have been, and that's a huge issue. And that is probably the biggest reason for his retirement.
That's fucked. I'm not shocked.
Honestly, I'm not. I'm not shocked, but I would just think that Vince McMahon, I don't know, would have been a little bit smarter. with money.
I mean, man. At the end of the day, he's still a man.
That's true. It's very true.
Respectfully, men that have penises that often think with them above using their brain make kind of dumb decisions.
Fair enough.
Y'all can come for me in the comments. I don't care. I'm right.
But I mean, it is something to be said that they just found this. So there is a little bit of craftiness with this, and these are back from like 2007, 2009. So there's some expertise there, but still, it looks like you use company funds, and that's a huge fucking issue.
It's fucked up.
It's a huge fucking issue, and like I said, and as we've said on the show before, you can hate the Vince McMahon for the person, but Vince McMahon, the wrestling booker, sorry about that, as I just dropped shit everywhere. Vince McMahon, the wrestling booker, great is one of the best businessmen we've ever seen. Personally,
but not the smartest.
Yeah. Well, in terms of wrestling, he probably is the smartest.
I mean, in life.
Taquan agrees with you, Kay.
This is some good shit.
That's true. Taquan agrees with you, Kay. Taquan says I have a penis and sometimes it does talking. Kay is right.
I've dated a lot of men in my day. And I've seen it firsthand.
You've seen it talk firsthand.
It's sad and a little scary.
Yeah, the power of the penis. Also power of the pussy, which is even a greater power in and of itself. Yeah,
more powerful.
Yeah, there's a great slew of videos I have to show you about that, Kay. But let's move on from drug addict Tony and shady events to WrestleMania Hollywood. Because guess what, Kay? The pre-sale for WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles has been going on this entire week, with tickets going on sale this Friday, August 12th.
Did you buy your fucking tickets already?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna. I need there. This is not a convenient time for me to buy WrestleMania tickets. I intend on going.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
Here,
I'm going to New Orleans in May, and I just need to make sure that I just budget this correctly, and I'm nervous.
yeah. Here's my issue with this, okay? Because usually, you know me, I would have bought my tickets already, would have made an announcement on the show, like, I'm going to WrestleMania in Hollywood. But obviously, there were some events in my life that got in the way of that made me want to rethink. But also, there is an issue when they did the pre-sale. So when they did the pre-sale, what ended up happening was, as I've noticed so far, they're back in Ticketmaster because Sophie's a Ticketmaster Arena. Is that their pre-sale codes were only for single-day tickets, and
Oh,
yeah, and so they kind of secretly leaked the combo tickets without any sort of pre-sale code. So a
oh,
lot of the combo tickets during the pre-sale are already gone. And so you'd have to buy single day tickets right now during the pre-sale, and that's a lot more money. Let me tell you right now.
absolutely. Yeah, fuck that.
So my guess is right now, because the plan at the moment, because things can change, is that I believe myself and Charles will be making the trip out to LA at the moment.
Oh, good.
And Kay, obviously, we're trying to make. I'm telling you right now, Kay, we're trying to make a week out of it, including Disney. Okay.
Bitch.
It's honestly, it's
Um,
only because the Avengers camp is in there, and so is Star Wars, and I need a lightsaber and I need Infinity Stones to be completely.
I agree. So I, I want doing a full week in LA because I can work from
Mhm.
LA.
Oh, that's right, you can.
But I that's why I'm less concerned about going to WrestleMania because I don't have to take off of work except for I would take off for the Mania days themselves
Sure,
because
that makes sense.
I go to work at 4 a.m. It's not happening.
No, it's
So pretty
not.
much and like if I wanted to, I'm sure I could ask to work the West Coast shift for a week.
Or something like that. Something to be a little bit more
Get out of
accommodating to.
get out of work at like 3 a.m., nap for a few hours and then like do like stuff.
Yeah.
But um I know Dylan wants to come to Mania. I know Dylan I don't think could do the full week in LA. So I feel like we could send them out. They come out for Mania. We have to
Yeah,
talk
we
about it.
can.
We haven't actually talked about Mania yet, but
Yeah.
I would love for like all of us to do like have like a full fun time. Like I'm down. Like I'm down to get like a
Yeah.
week like party Airbnb. Like
Yeah. No, I've definitely started doing some research about the areas and things like that, especially traveling and cars and all of that stuff. I may need to talk to an expert that used to live in the area to help me out with that. But apparently, DeQuan's also saying Universal Hollywood is also getting Nintendo Land around the time of WrestleMania as well. So
oh my God, we
there's a lot of
I
shit to do.
need to go. I need to make more money though. That's all I'm saying. Because this
Get
sounds expensive.
it's only expensive if you do it all at once. To be honest with you, that's why I,
That's true.
I'm kind of glad that they're doing the tickets now, so that I can focus on other shit in the interim and like slowly pay that off.
Yeah, all I really need to pay for right now, early. I have to book my flight to but like I paid for my Airbnb.
Yeah,
I have to pay for my trip to Salem in October.
you would.
I would what?
I'm not surprised you're going to Salem.
We're taking Caitlin for her 30th birthday.
Of course, I love it.
We're
I
really
love it. Apparently Miss Frets, if Nintendo is going to be there, then we better expect you there, Frets. But we can definitely talk about all of that a little bit off air when we get closer to Mania, as we can plan this out as best as possible. So let's go into the week of wrestling, and on SmackDown.
I have
Okay,
questions. I have questions about
they
this.
revealed, they finally revealed, but oh the way we're getting a women's tag tournament like we had promised months ago. And here's the bracket. So the bracket is this: Tamina and Dana Brooke versus Io Sky and Dakota Kai. By the way, Kay, what was your thoughts on Dakota and Io returning?
I was really excited. I was really, really excited. Um, am I Dakota Kai because of my hair, by the way? I listened to the
I
show
want to say yes.
and I heard I'm Dakota.
I want to say yes. I don't
Um,
remember, but I want to say yeah.
I well, there was never a reason given. I was just assuming it was because I have pink hair. But I think Io Shirai specifically has been overdue for a call up, and I just feel so confident knowing Triple H is in charge. That's wild to me. Like I have not felt this secure as a WWE fan in like a hot minute. And I this is how I like feel like going from a million toxic like romantic relationships to like a healthy one. It's like Triple H is like my healthy partner. Thanks, Trips. Um, but it feels so fresh.
Yes, it
Like I
does.
wasn't bored during Raw
No,
this
you
week. I
aren't.
watched Raw.
Yes, you did. You
Um,
missed some stuff on Raw, but we'll
but
get to that. Mm.
whose fault? But some of these tag teams I'm confused about.
Okay, so I mean, they're all like most tag teams are kind of just makeshift and put together. Well, let's read through some of them while we have them up. So Dakota, not sorry, Dana Brooke and Tamina versus Io Sky and Dakota Kai. There's also Bliss and Asuka versus Nikki Ash and Doudrop on the other side of the bracket. Looks like we have Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah versus Shotzi and Xia Li. Shotzi's definitely a daddy, right? Okay. Yeah. And then we have, let's see, who else do we have? We have Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark from NXT versus Natty and Daddy DeVille as well. So that's your bracket for the tag team championships right now. I like it. I like that there is NXT inclusion in here as well.
Hmm.
They're representing all of the brands in this women's tag tournament, which I think is going to be very, very interesting. Who wins this? I don't know.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah,
Wait, doesn't NXT have women's tag champions? Or did I
they
make that
no,
up?
they do. They do have women's
I was
tag
just saying,
champions.
like maybe I wondered if they were going to make it like
A
the
unification.
like they were doing the women. Kind of, yeah.
I don't know what they're
But
doing, but there's a lot of random
I,
shit
I
going on.
haven't I haven't watched NXT in what feels like a year.
It's good.
So
There's
I
some
don't know.
fun stuff going on in NXT. A lot of characterization, a lot of character development. I find it interesting because Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark are in kind of the big picture of the NXT Women's Division, which is massively growing again, by the way. There's a lot of fresh talent that just needs a lot of seasoning, but there's good talent there. There's a lot of good talent down there. HBK is doing a good job. But let's move on from the women's tag tournament. So, okay, let's go to Raw. Let's go to the wildness that was Raw. So, okay, Do you see this picture that I put up here? Did you notice this?
Yeah,
This was in the background of a
no,
Kevin Owens interview backstage. So Kevin Owens during Raw took out a lot.
I didn't see that.
Okay, so KO during Raw because you watched Hulu Raw. KO during Raw took out Elias. Okay, took out Elias.
Oh
KO
hell yeah.
or Ezekiel, sorry, and K Murphy. You're gonna choke on your bun, but we got power bomb on the apron. Kevin Owens back.
Oh god damn. Kevin Owens could be a daddy by the end of the month.
Yeah, we got screaming power bomb Kevin Owens on the apron back. So in the you're fucked up, Taquan. I love that comment though. He goes, when I saw that car crash on Raw tonight, I thought Sunday was making a guest appearance. That's so fucked up, but good. Fucked up, but good. um, so they did a backstage segment with Kevin Owens, and in the background was this picture. You see Nikki Ash and you see Dewdrop, and you see a bunch of other security people, and this crashed black car. And they didn't mention it. It just happened to be in the background of Kevin Owens' interview segment. Moving along from this, Kay, as you see, they did a backstage segment with Bliss and Bliss,
Mhm.
Asuka, and Sky and Kai and Bailey.
I think I saw that.
And as you see in that background, you have this guy in white, and a bunch of people were running behind Bliss as they're doing an interview, like security and stuff running behind Bliss, and they don't mention it. Like, they don't mention it at all.
That's really fun.
Okay, and so all the internet marks are like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you see a car crash that they're not mentioning. Dewdrop and Nikki ASH are there. But people are running past Bliss as she's trying to, like, talk. And then, at the end of the Styles match, you see this, Kay, right here. At the end of the match, there's some rummaging going on. Looks like security's trying to handle somebody who's trying to
That's
jump.
how Hulu Raw ended, was like that shot.
Yes, and AJ is pointing, as you see in the somebody who teleprompted it, to this face. And that pasty face showed up, Kay. And are you ready for the reveal? He's back.
That's so good.
They did it so well. So what they showed was that they were trying to fight him. He had a hood on. They were like trying to wrestle him to like arrest him. So you never saw his face until what happened was the police like put him back up on his feet, and one of the police guards pulled the hood off as they were walking him back.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed
Wow.
this.
I didn't see.
And they showed this psychotic face of Dexter Loomis returning. There is no explanation of this from commentary or anybody. This is how Raw ended. We don't know what's up. People are saying the car crash is Dexter or something. There's some sort of connection. But honestly, I love it. I marked out for this.
Give me an Index reunion.
Okay.
That was the last thing I gave a shit about at NXT was Index. And then Dexter Loomis getting released was one of my like, okay, I'm out moments.
Yeah. All right? So okay, is Dexter Loomis the daddy now too? Is it Daddy Dexter?
I don't know. Come back to me in a few weeks.
Okay, that's fair. So you also have to think about this, Kay. They were in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay.
Where's Jonathan Gargano?
I don't know, but if you think about it, India's still employed. Austin Theory is employed. Dexter is now back employed. Can we bring back the Way?
I would mark out so hard if you give me a main roster Way. I think it would be on SmackDown, but you have to do it on SmackDown. I feel like
They have room on Raw, I think.
I want to see the Way go against the fucking Bloodline.
That would be funny. This is just the
but that makes sense because Austin Theory, like, yo, it totally makes sense. Book it. Give me the Way versus the Bloodline.
Fair enough. I mean, this is just this is the Dexter Loomis showing up, and we have no idea why he's back, which is so much speculation. This is just one of many moves. Yeah, this is one of many moves of Triple H, because if you guys don't know, Samuel Shaw, which is what Dexter Loomis goes by on other places, was showing up on like NWA TV and doing stuff and running the indies, and all of a sudden he came back.
I have a question.
As well. What?
Will Triple H let wrestlers, like, kind of like what AEW will let them do if they want to like fuck around on the indies? Do you think Trips would let some of them do that?
No, unless it's something that's like a contracted like agreement, like a one-time thing or a one-off.
Gotcha.
You know, because that's the big thing that separates WWE from AEW. Their superstars can only be found in WWE and then not anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think they want to keep that exclusivity because that makes
sure.
that's where the money is. To be completely honest.
Yeah, it makes premium.
Exactly. This is one of the many weird things that happened on Raw. Besides this banger of a U.S. title match, even though it looked like
Oh,
total
that was
calamity,
great.
I thought for a second Ciampa was literally going to win. He looked great. Bobby Lashley made him look like a million fucking bucks. He came out with the Harley race
I
robe.
thought he was gonna win with it because of that jacket.
He hit the Gargano escape in
Hmm.
Cleveland. And Corey Graves is one of the best calls he's ever made. Sometimes you gotta do it yourself. And I was like, yes, Corey. you know, um, I thought he was gonna do it. I thought it was gonna be a Johnny Gargano thing, but alas, no Johnny just yet. Johnny's playing the long game, which is very smart of him. you know, um, but I do like Ciampa's homage to him.
Yeah, I think that's really
And I think
cool.
it's a very positive sign. Very positive sign.
I miss Johnny Gargano.
We all do. And here's how I thought he was going to show up, if he was going to show up. You have Austin Theory backstage, like on like a bench or something, like crying because no one likes him. Like, just being Austin Theory. You know? And then some of them, like Johnny and Candice, put their hands on their shoulder and it pans out and it's them. And it's like, don't worry, Austin, we'll show you the way. And they like walk off. They walk off together.
Family is forever.
Okay, Vin Diesel.
I've still never seen a Fast and Furious film.
It's a lot, but they have their own charm to them. So Bobby did his best to make Ciampa very formidable. Everybody looked great coming out of it. It's a hell of a match. Also, speaking of hell of a matches, they set up this six-woman tag for a Clash at the Castle: Bianca, Asuka, Bliss versus Bailey, Sky, and Kai.
I think that's so fun. Like that is
Yes,
fresh.
it protects Bianca, so
Like it's
she
so
won't have to defend at Clash at the Castle.
it's so good, and they finally are doing something. Like that's not just the horsewomen versus the horsewomen. I think it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it is going to be. I'm really excited for Clash at the Castle. It's Labor Day weekend. It'll be a good, relaxing weekend, hopefully for everybody. Well,
And it's like it's an FB, right?
because it's in the UK, so yes,
So I'll
yes.
be out of work.
Um,
It's right after I get out of work.
there you go. And Fast and the Furious are not terrible movies. They're just not great movies.
Yeah, my
There's a
partner like
difference.
loves them, like really loves them, and
I know.
I just
I know
haven't
the feeling.
done it.
they're easy. They're fun. They're fun to get through.
I've agreed I will watch them. I just like I don't know when. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm gonna be frank. I don't fucking get it. Vin Diesel drives a car. What's so good about that?
All right, so here's the thing with the Fast and Furious, real quick. Just Vin Diesel's not the best. You watch the Fast and Furious for everybody else besides Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel looks better because of the people that are acting around him.
Oh.
That's why. There's a reason Vin Diesel's the voice of Groot, and they didn't give him any other lines in Marvel besides "I am Groot." okay, there is a
It's
reason.
it's giving Leah Michelle can't read.
yeah, pretty much.
You know about that conspiracy theory?
No, I don't, but it sounds like a Vin Diesel thing to me.
We'll talk about it on the post
Fair.
show.
Let's move on.
It's great.
Obviously, to this psychotic shit that happened on SmackDown at the end. So, okay, did you watch SmackDown at all?
Oh, I heard about it. I fell asleep today, so like my what wrestling catch up didn't happen. I watched Raw,
Okay.
and that's it.
So let me tell you how this came to be. I'm going to try to picture this for you. So it's the end of SmackDown. Okay. Roman Reigns finally comes out and he says, South Carolina, acknowledge me. He's talking about how Paul Heyman's on the shelf because he took an F5 and that they have no wise man. And he's just BSing for a little bit. And then he gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre. Okay.
Okay.
By former daddy Drew. Who is
Yeah, Drew does absolutely nothing for me now.
Well,
They ruined him.
okay. Let me tell you about the Drew came out hot and said, "I don't want to wait to Clash of Castle. I want to go right now." Tears his shirt off, throws in the crowd. So now he's walking to face Roman and the Usos, shirtless and just in jeans and boots, like just like ready to beat somebody's ass. Calm down, Kay. Calm down.
Bye. Oh, I forgot to mention before my current daddy. Finn Balor in those black pants is surprisingly giving me daddy.
I'm surprised by that too, to be honest with you.
Because you remember the Blue Trunks era.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
My
that's right.
favorite era.
I totally forgot about this. Thank you, Taquan. I think Drew had a gaff because he said it on purpose. He called Roman the tribal queef and got away with it on TV.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He did not say queef on fucking television.
Yes, he did. He got away with saying tribal queef on television. Yes.
Wow. The Trips era is so
And then
I feel like I've only heard the word queef used on South Park.
so Kay, here's what happened. He's about to get into the ring. Then all of a sudden the lights start dimming and the screen goes black and white. And all you see is Scarlett with her back to the stage. She's like right at the entrance ramp with her back in her corset and her arms out and smoke everywhere. Just like his NXT entrance. Yes. So everybody's looking like what's going on. All of a sudden, Karrion Kross, as you can see with hair this time, comes from the crowd.
I don't like it.
I like him better than his bald head. Comes from the crowd and starts beating the crap out of Drew. Like, Kay, he took Drew's head and banged it against the steel steps almost 10 times.
Good for him.
Okay. Then Scarlett finally comes in her corset crazy outfit that she loves to wear, and they both look at Roman, and Kay, Scarlett brings out the hourglass and turns it and flips it over so it starts going and leaves it in front of Roman and the Usos, and they walk away. And Karrion Kross points to his wrist saying "Tick-tock."
Wow, that's cool. All right, I gotta watch SmackDown tomorrow. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, so the Triple H era is off to a massive, massive success. I think he is getting everybody that left that was probably unjustly taken away due to quote unquote budget cuts, and bringing them back. Because remember, Kay, for a while they were supposed to do the Control Your Narrative. He was supposed to be part of him and
Oh, was he?
yeah, it was supposed to be him, Braun, and EC3. But I guess that's over with because WWE came a calling, and honestly, good for him. He had a horrible, horrible run the first go around. They didn't allow him to bring Scarlett up to the roster with him.
Yeah.
But now they're married. They are legit married now.
Mm-hmm.
So they are a couple. So I think that's more bargaining power for him and her, because she is a huge part of his gimmick.
Yeah, he sucks without her.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So huge part of his gimmick. And I'm very interested to see what they do with him in particular. So welcome back, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. More importantly, welcome back, Scarlett. Scarlett. Yeah. Scarlett's a daddy. Can we put Scarlett back in the? Can we put Scarlett Bordeaux on his daddy list?
Yeah, Scarlett Bordeaux is definitely a daddy. I would fall and pray for her.
I think everybody would fall and pray for Scarlett. Moving on to something that's a little bit more concerning, Kay Murphy. Liv Morgan. We might have a problem.
Oh my god, I did see that. Actually, I did see that.
Liv Morgan got booed out of the building during her promo.
I respected that she was like, that she was upfront about, and she's like, I
Sure.
appreciate y'all calling me out my shit on TV, on national TV.
Yeah, but do you find that a little concerning? She's supposed to be your top baby face.
Um, it's given. I didn't think they would turn on her this bad because there are people like Slack that watch WWE. Like, no, but like this is not even me just like shitting on Slack. Like there are people that like really, really love her. Like she's got. I thought she had like mad stands on the internet, and all the marks, I guess, are the ones going to the shows. So they're gonna boo her because she's a hot girl that isn't the best wrestler. She's fine, but and I don't like Ronda Rousey, but her winning against Ronda Rousey twice isn't believable in any way. I was shocked it happened the first time. I was gagged about the second time.
And for
And
me, go ahead,
her,
Kay.
I don't know, her having a meaningful title run like doesn't seem realistic, and I feel really bad saying that. I want her to have a nice, good, like fun title run, but like it just doesn't feel realistic.
Well, that title
It
runs.
feels very forced.
Well, okay, I will tell you that title run is about to come to an end because do you know the new number one contender that Liv Morgan
It's Shayna,
will
right?
face at
Actually,
Clash at the
I
Castle? What?
wait. I think I saw half of SmackDown because I didn't see Scarlett and Karrion
You did
Kross.
not. There was a gauntlet match to determine who would be Liv Morgan's number one contender. And to be honest with you, Raquel Gonzalez was the star of a gauntlet match. They made her look like $1,000,000, as they
Yeah,
should. Everybody,
I thought she was great, honestly.
yeah, until the long awaited, this is another Triple H is laying down the hammer. Now, yet again,
Literally.
yeah, literally laying down the hammer. Your new number one contender, and I dare say this, and I will dare say this, your future SmackDown Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler, is coming to tear Liv Morgan apart at Clash at the
She's
Castle.
gonna kill her. It's gonna be very good.
Yes, with
I kind of think it's gonna be a squash match.
I believe so as well. I think it is going to be a major squash, which will bring Shayna to everybody's daddy list again. Because I know a lot of people I knew a lot of people who say Shayna is a secret daddy.
Not to me.
I'm okay with that.
I not my she's not my type.
Sure.
But like I like her better. I have historically hated Shayna Baszler since like day one.
Really?
I hated her. I absolutely hated her.
Huh.
And then Ronda Rousey happened to me, and then I'm like, okay, she's not so bad anymore.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. I just thought she was an asshole. I remember actively booing her at Evolution.
Really?
You were there.
I don't. That was a long time ago. Okay.
That was a long
Is
time
it-
ago. But yeah, I was like, I aggressively booed her. I hate her.
Gotcha. Okay, your camera's off a little. You're frozen a little bit, but hopefully you'll come back
Great.
in a sec. It's a great look for you
Can
though.
you like? I doubt it.
Yeah. No.
I sincerely doubt it. Am I at least moving yet?
No, you're not moving yet.
Oh
Oh, there
God.
you are. There you are. You're back now. Good job, Kay. Welcome
Oh,
back.
thank God.
Well.
Well, my face doesn't hide anything. So my face often freezes on the most unflattering faces humanly possible.
It happens.
That's almost always what happens.
It happens.
Always.
But Shayna two-time, I think, is going to tear Liv Morgan apart. Well, I think we are getting a
Okay.
massive Shayna run on SmackDown.
I want to see Shayna versus Bianca at Survivor Series.
That would be dope. Um,
Hmm.
because if my predictions come correctly, you're going to need a massive heel like Shayna Baszler to run around that SmackDown Women's division. Because I do believe, if the rumors are true, which we're not going to talk about these rumors, but I do believe if the rumors are true, that there are two massive baby faces returning to SmackDown. They have done a lot.
Oh,
They
I
have
know.
done a lot for the women's division on Raw, but you need to even it out on SmackDown. And if all is supposedly going to plan, that the Raw and SmackDown Women's divisions are going to be just fine in a couple of weeks.
Do you think it's gonna happen?
I hope so. I hope so. Here's what we know so far is to expect the unexpected with Triple H in charge at this moment. There's a lot of creative storytelling that is yet to be unfolded. But right now, SmackDown and Raw is must-see TV because at this moment, you don't know who's going to pop up. And you don't know who's going to face each other. Like, for instance, we have an Intercontinental title fight between Gunther and Shinsuke Nakamura next week on SmackDown.
Excuse me?
Exactly. Shinsuke versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship.
Incredible.
Would you say it's meat slapping?
That's incredible. That is fucking meat slapping. Will, please add the sound in post.
I'm doing the show in post, so I don't have it. We should put the soundbite in our media flyer, but yeah, I'm excited for this because you have strong style, which is very hard hitting, and then you just have Gunther, who just likes to hit people really hard.
It's great.
It's
so great.
I am so excited for this. If they're doing a lot for U.S. title, I think they're going to do equally as well for the Intercontinental title with these two great workers. Because you have the ultra serious Gunther, you have the slap happy Bugs Bunny funny of Shinsuke Nakamura, and they're going to put on a hell of a show. Who do you have for this, Kay?
Gunther.
Really?
Yeah, I want to see him have a run similar to his UK run where it lasted forever.
Do you want to see Gunther versus Roman?
Yes.
Like, how would you feel if Gunther? How would you feel if Gunther like started slapping Roman like crazy?
Meat slapping. Oh my god. It would be a meat slapping. I feel like Gunther would become a moment.
I'm not surprised. Have you not seen what he's been?
Daddy Mania.
Have you not seen what he's been doing? Oh yeah, he's fantastic. He lost so much weight. He looks fantastic. Have you seen what he's been doing to Ludwig?
No.
This might make Gunther daddy automatically. So every time Ludwig disgraces him or something, he makes Ludwig put his hands behind his back, and he just chops him, and then tells him to get back up, and he hits him again, and tells him to get back up, and he hits him again. Oh. Calm down.
That's really hot. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Gunther's now 2022 Gunther on my fucking daddy practice list.
Yeah, I'll have to send you video clips of Gunther chopping Ludwig, because he'll do it like he'll ever do it in the ring, or like if he's on the stage, he'll just like slap the crap out of him if he like says something or does something disgraceful.
Oh my god, that's so great. Oh my god, yes. Thank you, Triple A.
Gunther is keep his twink bottom Ludwig in line. Saquon, you are on a mission tonight. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we're kind of at the end of everything we need to talk about in wrestling because Triple H is on fire. There's a lot of unpredictable shit. There's a quake by the lake or whatever the hell's going on in AEW. But there is one thing that is still up in the air, Ken. I do want to discuss this with you as part of our future talk, because we want to predict what might happen in this world of wrestling these days. And it's this. Where is MJF going to show up next? There's an issue here. You have obviously now news coming out of people frustrated with the way Tony Khan's doing things backstage and probably taking favoritism over a couple things. Quiver by the River, that's a good one. And now you have Triple H, who at this point has shown us that he is willing to do anything and everything to keep the marks happy and giving them what they want. I believe there is a war for MJF that is going on behind everybody's backs. So the question is, does he return to AEW, or does he do a surprise Jericho-like appearance in WWE?
So he's under contract until 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard that no one in AEW at all has heard from him in over 2 months. No, like no one. He is totally off the grid
Mm-hmm.
and not talking to anyone in wrestling. Like this and I'm still trying to figure out if this is a shoot turned work.
I think so. I think so.
Like I think I don't think he will. I think it by 2024 he will be in WWE for sure.
Can
I can see him pop. Like I could see him being a WrestleMania surprise.
whew, he would have to a WrestleMania surprise in Philly because that's when 2024 WrestleMania would be. Because I don't think his
I would.
popularity
I would
can
leave.
last without being seen on TV for another 2 years.
I think I could see him debuting at a Philly Mania because it's tri-state area like ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's East Coast. Like MJF is from Long Island. There will be Long Island people present.
Yeah,
Like,
but
but I could see him like coming back to AEW and fulfilling the next 2 years of his contract,
I don't know.
like unhappily.
I don't know if that's going to suffice. I mean, could they bench him? Sure, it's not a tactic that hasn't been used before. They could bench him and he just sits out his contract. That would be the smart thing to do as like a holding pattern, so that he doesn't go anywhere else. But I don't think that's what MJF wants to do. There's rumors that Sasha didn't want to get bent, and that's how she got out of her contract, or allegedly was getting out of her contract. Um, I still think there is a possibility that Trips and company would be willing to
Like buy him out.
buy him out, throw AEW some money, make it a very, very not an under the table deal. It's not like a shady deal, but an agreement that they don't really talk about.
Talk about.
Yeah.
I can 1000% see Trips throwing money at Tony for MJF. I could see it.
Mm-hmm. And go
And
ahead.
I believe Triple H is more capable of handling MJF than would have been.
Mm-hmm. Here's also
Triple H being in charge changes
mhm.
everything.
Here's also the thing, Kay. I think this is the way for Triple H has been in the business for a very, very long time. And from a wrestling business standpoint, not just a business standpoint, a wrestling business standpoint, Triple H is smarter than Tony Khan by leaps and bounds in the wrestling business. And I think this is a way for Triple H to show how brilliant he is
Exercise.
and exercise his brilliance by taking, quote unquote, one of the pillars of AEW yet again. If Triple H takes enough pillars,
I think you should.
AEW crumbles. Cody was supposed to be a pillar. He's not technically a pillar, but he's still one of the founding members that got this thing started. That's a blow. You're taking away the foundation. Now you're going to take away one of the pillars, potentially. There is a sinking ship known as All Elite Wrestling. And if Tony and company don't wise up, it's going away. They won't make it to 2025.
And that's, I think that's sad.
It is unfortunately sad.
But I think for me, and like I have noticed, like my interest in wrestling has decreased so heavily in the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It was the double whammy for me of Punk getting injured and Jeff having another DUI, and just my two favorite wrestlers both being pulled on TV within weeks of each other. I'm just like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, it's been very difficult. I miss my men, but I want to find the spark to like enjoy watching wrestling again and not feel like I'm doing homework when I watch wrestling, because I often feel like I'm doing homework.
Mm-hmm.
And Trips is making me start to like want to watch it again.
Yeah, Trips is very detailed.
Like I will watch SmackDown tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna watch SmackDown tomorrow, knowing we already talked about it. I still want to watch it.
That's a good sign. That's a
Like, I'm not gonna skip it because I don't have to watch it I don't have to watch it for the show.
yeah. Yeah, no, that is a very, very good sign. I have to show you a video when we go to the post show as well.
Great.
It's great because they had the tryouts in Nashville. So
Mhm.
WWE PR posted the video of Triple H and company offering all the people their contracts.
Cute.
It's great PR for them. Also, Parker Purdue, Baby Brock, did officially debut on AEW this week.
Ew.
He's very green. I saw the clips. I was like, wow, there's nothing surprising about him. He's very green. But it is what it is. But that's pretty much the end of our show this week. It's a shorter show this week, which is an okay thing. By this time next week, we will have a guest. If you like blonde ales, if you like American blonde ales, hint, hint, wink, wink, tongue in cheek, that American blonde ale will be on the show talking about all things beer and AEW wrestling for all of that. So American Blonde Ale is what we're going to be calling her as our code name right now. Will be showing up on the show as our special guest. She has a lot to talk about. She's a beer influencer, and it's going to be a pretty interesting time for everybody involved. But let's get the hell out of here. So let's start that outro, which I will do in post. Anywho, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 303, Love and War. I am your love bug king, Ricky Rose. You can find me in the Bachelor Bigs across all social media outlets. Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR _ podcast on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews wherever you are listening to us or watching us. Spread the love. Let everybody know where you get all of your great wrestling content and knowledge from as well. If you're listening to us, you can listen to us by subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, TikTok as well. Folks. And links to our merchandise and all the other stuff, like this great King Ricky Rose merchandise, you can get in one of our links below. We have awesome merchandise that's going to be updated very, very soon, including some zip-up hoodies, K Murphy, for everybody. Oh, yeah, zip-up hoodies, shorts, athletic shorts, swimming trunks, whole bunch of fun shit that's going to be coming our way. But yes, K Murphy, what do you got for me?
The only thing that I feel is appropriate to say right now in honor of episode 303
Yes.
is, so tell your boyfriend, if he says you've got beef, that I'm a vegetarian and I'm not fucking scared of him. You can find me across all social media platforms at TheK Murphy, TheKae Murphy.
God, why do we love when love seems to hate us? My goodness, Kay.
303 Don't Trust Me is what was my favorite song to play on the ukulele.
Oh my God, I see the ibuprofen has kicked in quite well. So when we come back next week, we will have Will back, we'll have Kay back, the band will be back together, and we'll have an American Blonde Ale on the show with us as well.
You know, next week's my birthday episode,
and it'll
right?
be your birthday episode, so this will be a very interesting episode nonetheless. So until then, folks, we are going to do a post show, so please stay if you're watching us live for that. So until then, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you next week with American Blonde Ale, and what am I missing? Oh yeah, fuck you, Slack. We'll see you next week.